if something appears in your lifetime that you like, you see something that you like, or you hear something that you like, so something comes there into your lifetime and you like it, then we say, don't pull. Don't pull. If something appears in your lifetime that you don't like, that means that you would normally reject. There we say, don't push. And where does it come from? And in this example, it means if I start to pull it towards me, so I like it, that's why I want to keep it as good as I can, and I want to bring it even closer to me than it really is. Then what is going to happen is one day, when the time comes, whatever you try to pull towards you, it's simply going to move even away from you. At the same time, something comes and you rejected it right from the beginning. It's just a question of time until whatever you push away from you starts to move very close to you. To not give up when the times are getting hard. It's not just the Shaolin who are living this type of spirit, but they also possess it. Because this is what makes the difference between someone that we call a warrior and maybe another person, somebody that we call who succeeds and somebody you maybe call today a loser. The difference is both are going to come to the point where they are facing the challenge and when they are maybe facing also their defeat for the first time. The only difference is that the warrior keeps going. And somebody who does not have enough courage, who does not have enough discipline, who does not have willpower, maybe he just does not have the power anymore to keep on going and going and going after he failed so many times. But because of these failures, because there is something inside of you which feels that you don't want to fail the 4th and 5th and 6th time anymore. Because of this, something else inside of you starts to become very, very strong. Without having some guiding principles in his lifetime. And one of them certainly is structure. I don't think he reached that point by just doing what he wants during the day. Maybe right now he's in the position that he can do what he wants, but how he got there is not by doing what he wanted. He put himself a structure, he put himself a guideline, and no matter how he felt during that day, this was the code, this was the mission, and this is what he kept. If you feel tired or not, if you are in the mood to do it or not, you had your structure and you kept it. Don't lose sight. Don't lose sight. Be open of what the future brings. We humans like stability. To be stable, to be balanced. That means, also now talking from the martial arts, when you start your training, no matter what type of system it is, the first things you normally learn in the martial arts is the proper way of standing, which means the proper way of aligning your body on the earth. Because we say, if you cannot stand firmly, no matter what type of techniques and applications you're trying to do afterwards, they can only be as good as your foundation is. And this foundation means for us stability of the body, stability of the legs. But now trying to translate this into the modern way of living a life. I mean, it's very, very similar. You can start off easily nowadays to try and become famous very quickly, try to build up a very high level lifestyle. But the question ultimately is, all these things, one day they will reach their peak and they will vanish again. And then the question remains, what is the foundation that is going to hold you up? Repetitive structure, repetitive movements. And therefore is the saying, perfection comes from repetition. Because this is also why somebody becomes so good in filming, making very nice video shots, very nice footage. Why? How come? I'm sure he very often had his camera in his hands. So, in order to know in what is a person good in, you just need to look at the 24-hour day, at the 7 days a week, at every month, and at the last 2-3 years. And then you can very much tell already what type of skills a person, for example, can develop or has developed. And in a way I understand also that nowadays, especially when it comes to Shaolin Temple, in the combination with the Buddhism, which is the fundamental philosophy or way of thinking embedded in the Shaolin Temple, sometimes it happens that it moves in such a very weak direction, or let's say not weak, in a soft direction, in terms of it's all about compassion, it's about love, it's about uniting, it's about understanding others, it's about acceptance, not living too much in extremes, which certainly is very true. These are really, really valuable teachings when the time has come to understand them.
You need to learn and embrace change. Change will come if you want it or not. But if you are able to go with the change, the faster you are able to adapt yourself to change, the less problems you will have. The more you hang on the idea something should be and stay like this, the more problems you will have. Because sticking to a fixed idea is not a concept of the nature.
Now, pleasantness in a way, now I would say, is something very, very much related to how you feel on the one side about waking up. How do you feel during the day? But also, what are you carrying on the mind during the average day when you are walking through this lifetime? What do you have on the mind, and what do you have in terms, how do you feel? Those two things is ultimately what is making your life quality at the moment. It's only this physical aspect of yourself together with those non-physical aspects, like the thinking, like the feeling. This together is giving you the full range of possibility to adjust something. Yeah? Which means, yes, you want freedom of the mind, but in order to get freedom of the mind, our approach, let's say, for example, is you are dealing with the restriction of yourself. You have disciplined your mind. You have taken your own responsibility into your hands, that the life quality, the way how you are perceiving this lifetime, it's up to you. It's up to your practice. It's not to wait until the outside circumstances and your government and this world is going to create your dream world. It's not going to happen. It's about how can you contribute? How can you as an individual contribute to bring out this world that you imagine how it should be?